Basham,
Here.
Commissioner Colleen, Chair Dobb,
Here.
you have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
That I want to welcome everyone to the very last committee meeting of the term and the year. Next item, please.
C, approval of the November 9th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Next item.
Item 1, under unfinished business, requesting commission approval of a resolution to extend the delegated settlement authority for an additional year to Wayne County Corporation Council to settle all claims and accept case evaluation awards, proposed settlements and judgments or counter offers of judgment.
Okay, do we have any discussion on this item? Okay, hearing none, we're going to go through all of the new business. Can we do that? Or do we need to? Commission Council, do we need to vote on this item before? Can we go to new business?
Good afternoon to this honorable body. Through the chair, it should be voted on
Okay.
now and then make it clean for the record.
Okay, thank you. All right, can I get a motion to for item number 1, please? Commissioner Colleen?
Before we go there, I'd like to hear from Commission Council's opinion about changing the amounts for reporting purposes.
Through the
Commission
chair,
Council.
to this honorable body, I will have to follow back up with you in just a few moments.
Yes, go ahead.
Through the chair, Joe Slazak, legislative policy analyst. The amounts are the same as previous years. The only thing changing is basically the term. This is making it effective for the 2023 calendar year. There were no other changes.
And what is the change? I'm sorry, sir.
There's authorizing this for the 2023 calendar year. That's it.
Oh, we haven't changed the amounts in terms of what gets reported or
Everything's the same.
what has to, okay. I'll move for approval, Madam Chair. Support.
Been moved and supported. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Next item.
Item 1, under new business, forwarding a report on proactive measures the Treasurer's Office is taking to ensure that senior citizens as well as other Wayne County residents do not lose their homes due to delinquent property taxes.
I just had one question on this item. This was a great report, and I'm very happy to hear all of the proactive measures that the Treasurer's Office is taking. There were a couple programs that I'm wondering if we could see some numbers on the residents that were participating in the programs. I don't know if there's anyone from the Treasurer's Office online. Is anyone from the Treasurer's Office here? Okay, I'll follow up with the Treasurer's Office on that. Is there any other discussion on item number 1? Next item, please. We'll take the whole report and then do a vote at the end.
Item 2, forwarding report on the Treasurer's Office legal cases comparing the results from the 2020 through 2021 fiscal year to the 21-22 fiscal year.
Any questions or discussion on item number 2? Hearing none. Next item.
Item 3, forwarding a report on union committee meetings during the 2021 through 2022 fiscal year.
Questions or discussion on item number 3? Next item, please.
Item 4, forwarding a report on criminal indigent defense-related activities, including the number of cases, number of assigned service providers, number of cases per service provider, cost per period, and other annual statistics for the Indigent Defense Services Department and similar statistics for Neighborhood Defender Service.
Any questions on item 4? Commissioner Colleen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I really appreciate the thoroughness of this report and upping our game on providing attorneys for indigent defense. I was especially impressed with the chart that they have for investigation and expert witness usage, where not that long ago, 2019, for instance, with how much more expert witnesses the defense have been able to bring in. It was $700,000 worth in 2022, when just 3 years ago, there was only $7,000 spent on those expert witnesses to aid defense. So I'm just delighted to see all of the resources from the state of Michigan and the county going into this. I do have a question though, and that is to reflect having more solid defense for indigent folks. Is there any numbers in terms of conviction rates or something like that prior to what do you guys, I forget your acronym, NSD? No.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Robin Dillard-Rousseau, Director of the Indigent Defense Services Department. So Commissioner Colleen, to answer your question, moving forward, when we get our case management system, a lot of data and trend analysis will be more readily available. So right now, a lot of our data, if not the majority of it, is coming from Third Circuit's case management system. So we're limited a little bit in some of the information we can receive in terms of case outcome, convictions, and things of that nature, because they're not necessarily capturing that. So it's a little bit more difficult. NDS, because they have an internal case management system, they're better able to capture case outcome, mitigation, things of that nature. So in the future, we certainly plan on capturing those specific data points.
Well, I'm anxious to see that because as we know, being poor in America and showing up in a courtroom historically has meant you're not going to get a fair shake. And so the whole purpose to this is to provide a fair shake.
Correct.
So I'm going to want to see that, how that's reflected in the judgments
Yes,
that the court delivers, but that'll be coming, huh?
that will be forthcoming. The only, particularly for fiscal 22, we did receive information from a private roster attorney who did tell us that through use of an investigator on the case, they were able to reduce the client's sentence. So we are relying more so on provider feedback at this point because we don't have a mechanism to capture it per se.
I
but
guess
we
that
will.
would be the other message or other method is to look at if there is a conviction, the length,
Correct,
if that's ameliorated at all by the defense attorneys
correct.
from what, but thank you for the very comprehensive report. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any further discussion on item 4? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 5, forwarding report on current activities and achievements of the Department of Corporation Counsel, Human Relations, Business Inclusion Division.
Questions on item number 5? Yes. State your name and title for the record.
Good afternoon. Victoria Ennis Edwards, Director of Wayne County Human Relations, Business Inclusion Division. Do we have any questions? You want me to give you a couple of the highlights if you've not had a chance to go through?
Do we have any specific questions, but if you'd like to give us some highlights.
Yes, and one thing,
Actually, Commissioner Colleen.
absolutely. How are you?
Right, how's yourself?
Good, good.
One thing I did notice here,
Mhm.
and I could be wrong from the data, but it doesn't look like it's moved much from 1920 to 2021. Is that an accurate perception I have? And what are the issues that you're facing in terms of recruiting more businesses to participate?
This specific time frame is actually what I teasingly call another victim of the pandemic. Because when you think about the time of it was the end of 20 going all the way through 20 into 21. We lost a large chunk of businesses that actually went under after the pandemic. So if you think about, we had a large chunk of mom and pops, fledgling companies that we are working with getting them certified. A lot of people did not survive the pandemic. So during that time, we may have gone up on one side, but we lost on the other. Additionally, we also did a lot less recruiting during that time frame. I really look at the 2020 to the end of 21, even just the beginning of 22, more of the survival time. Everybody was trying to right size themselves and just try to stay afloat. So we are now starting to see more businesses. So we're able to do more recruitment, being able to gather because of mandates being gone, taking advantage of the spring and the summer. We literally had outreaches out on the lawn under tents. Good weather, we are able to find small facilities, Mac Alive, some of the other groups to do it. So now we're ramping up on the other end, as well as being able to partner with some of the grants economic development is getting to help with new recruitment. So I would say this time next year, our numbers will start to trend up, but we did lose quite a few folks.
I know in the last year or so, you've been around the county with
Yep.
fairs. I know you've been all over the county, but I'm aware you were with Mac Alive.
Yep.
I think you were out at the Mac Avenue Business Association.
Yes.
Maybe the East Warren Business Association
Yep.
as well. Have those been successful in recruiting new businesses?
Not, yes, they have. And then the other thing that to understand, sometimes when we go to the workshops and provide the workshops, we have two levels of businesses. You have those that are ready to be recruited and onboarded into our system because they're actually ready to do work. But you also have a large chunk where we now have to do more work with them to take them to that next level to be able to do the work. And for example, you'll have people that are in the community, maybe doing, we had one guy's Joe's Carpentry. He probably remodeled every bathroom and kitchen within a 5-block area in his community. But he needed to go to the next level of stop using your social security number. We need you to get an EIN. Do you have insurance? So now taking them and having a holistic approach of making them viable. So for every one that we register who's ready to do business with the community, we have another one, if not two, that we're trying to shore up to get their business acumen to the point where they can perform. So, for every one that you see, it's really more like 3 we're working with. But why put them into the system when we know they are not ready? They're not going to meet our requirements for insurance. And also, too, that byproduct of shoring them up, making them a viable business, that's the other piece. And if I can, this is my little commercial. That is part of the tangible that we are looking to be able to show. And you will see hopefully bright and shiny on your desk in January. We're literally ready to put it into TSM. We finally have a system that's going to allow us to do all the facets and get, weekly data where we can tell you where we are with the businesses, what area, and we can keep track of them. So again, you'll see better numbers and more details.
Maybe 8 months ago, when we first got communication from administration on ARPA funds, there seemed to be, and I'm maybe saying this crudely, but that we're going to kind of bring back the one-stop small business center to Wayne County. That was at least talked about 8 months ago in some form, because was about 8, 10 years ago that we
Yep.
stopped that for having support. And maybe what we heard about 8 months ago is like a small business. Maybe that's not the road that we're going down anymore. So my question is, for getting these businesses up to speed, do you have ARPA dollars available to you to help you accomplish that?
Would love some of those, and that would work. We have a program we started 3 years ago called Ready, Willing, and Able, which basically I took the spirit of the one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And we take them through different workshops. We partner them. That is our mechanism that we would like to bolster and continue. And that is in the same vein to get them ready, partnering them as well as helping them find insurance, seed money, and all of the business acumens that they are lacking.
So I'm just going to advocate here that I hope that your shop gets some ARPA dollars for this purpose. The county is promoting small businesses around the county through social media and, and small business, of course, is the engine of the economy and the engine of employment and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully, as we recover, the Recovery Act, and given what you're saying about how it kind of went down, both of your efforts and then just out in the community with COVID and businesses and that kind of stuff, which is what ARPA dollars are for, is to recover from all of that. So I'm hoping that your shop gets adequate funding to help these small businesses get ready, or whatever your verbiage is for that, so that they can participate in bids for Wayne County. So that's just an advertisement from me. Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you, Ms. Ennis.
I appreciate that.
Any further questions? Is there anything else you'd like to add, Ms. Innes Edwards?
Also, just congratulate us. We now have we are short-staffed for a while, and we have a new person, Natalie Benlay. She's now our executive assistant, and I've been thrilled and excited to have her. She has filled a huge gap for her. So that is all.
Always
and I
love to hear
appreciate
that.
it. Yes, thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 6, forwarding report on all outside legal counsel used by the Department of Corporation Counsel for fiscal years 2020 through 2021 and 2021 through 2022.
Any questions on the outside legal counsel report? Standard. Next item.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of an ordinance by Commissioner Bell to amend Chapter 120 of the Wayne County Code of Ordinances, the procurement ordinance, to add Section 120-260 to authorize and ratify the process established for change orders for the Criminal Justice Center project in accordance with and within limits set forth in Wayne County Commission Resolution 2020-390.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I remember right, I had an issue that I don't know whether it got resolved or not with the county hiring a corporation to I guess, procure equipment for the Criminal Justice Center. And the company was getting paid a percentage of what they were purchasing this desk and equipment for. Is that still in there, or is that taken out, or how is that little item dealt with specifically?
So through the chair,
Commission Counsel, can you just identify yourself for the record?
so this is Felicia, counsel to the county commission. My apologies for not being in the room. I'm actually getting ready to get on the elevator to come down. But to Commissioner Basham's question, this particular ordinance revision does not have anything to do with that contract that he just referenced.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Basham, are you all set with that? Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions on this item? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of an equipment purchase with HPI International.
This is for new laptops and desktop computers. Any discussion on item number 8? Next item. Actually, so we're moving to the agenda. The addenda.
Moving to the addenda, item 9 is the duplicate on the agenda. So moving to item 10. Forwarding a report on the progress of succession planning for senior appointee positions.
Any questions on number 10? Hearing none, next item.
Item 11, forwarding a report on Department of Information Technology contracts for fiscal years 2020 through 2021 and 2021 through 2022 in the Tech Refresh Initiative.
Discussion on the tech refresh. Questions? Okay, next item.
Item 12, revision of resolution number 2022-851, approving a 3-year comparable source professional services contract with CCS companies.
Questions on item number 12? Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Again, I voted, even though it's comparable source, I voted for it the last time it came in front of us. And basically, I vetted it fairly well, and I think I'll wind up supporting again this time, but I do have questions not in front of the committee, but thank you.
Are we at the end?
Yes.
All right, can I get a motion for items 1 through 12 with the exception of item number 9, which has been pulled due to it being a duplicate?
Sure. Trying to separate out the receiving files from
Right.
the. I was hoping, I didn't circle them all, but on the original agenda, we have receiving files for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I'm doing that correct, as well as 9, 10, and 11 on the addenda. Do I have them all?
9. No, 9, it was a duplicate. We pulled that.
Sorry?
No, 9. 9 and 3 are the same, so
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
yeah. So 10 and 11 then is the additional. Did I get all the numbers correct? And
yes.
then, so I moved those items, which I will not try to repeat, as well as the balance of the agenda for approval. If I'm doing the motion correctly.
Those nodding yes. Can I get support on that motion? Oh, does Felicia approve? Yes, all right. Can I get support on that motion?
Support.
It's been supported, moved by Commissioner Colleen, supported by Commissioner Basham. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Motion passes. Next item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
There are none. Next item.
Public comments.
Did we receive any emails?
There are no emails.
All right, is there anyone here with us today who wishes to address the Committee on Government Operations? Is there anyone on Zoom or on the phone? Last call for public comments today. Next item, please.
Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn. There's support. Okay, it's been moved and supported. Without objection, we are now adjourned.